I don't know about you, but on Sunday my heart was bursting with pride at the way England performed at the European Championships final. And what really upset me great considerably was the reasons why England lost. And the reason is I'm a personal trainer, and the reasons why they lost, which I'm about to reveal to you, are the same reasons why England lost to Croatia a couple of years ago. And the sad thing is that there is nothing that Gareth Southgate, you or I, or anyone can do about it. Let me explain what I mean. It revolves around the number of English players in the Premiership, the number of games that they play, the way footballers are trained and rested, and basically what I would do about it. Okay, let me explain. You look at first of all, the number of English players in the Premiership. Look at Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City. Look at how many English players they have in their lineups when they play. Usually about 2 or 3 at most. If you look at the number of the England game, the England lineup on Sunday, how many of those players were Premiership footballers? 3. 3 out of 11 of the starting lineup were Premiership footballers. Look at the Italians. All their players were Serie A players. In other words, in their Premiership division. Okay, so all their players were used to playing at a very, very high level. Ours weren't. It's basically that simple. Now, I'm a Liverpool supporter through and through, and I remember under the Rafael Benitez era, Liverpool once played a Welsh team, a team from North Wales, in the FA Cup. And the ironic thing here was there were more Scousers in the opposing team than there were playing for Liverpool. That was the real irony of it. But that's the thing. There are so many foreigners in the Premier League that Gareth Southgate has very little to choose from. In the way that there's very few Premiership footballers to actually choose from, and Premiership teams or clubs are very reluctant to let their players play for England or their national side in case they get injured. If you consider how much money that they spend on these players, they don't want them to lose them to injury when they're playing for their country, and this has been shown to happen time and time again. Now let's talk about the number of games they play. Now this is going to shock you, but in the UK, a Premiership side plays 38 league games a year. But add to that, there's potential of up to 7 FA Cup games from the third round to the final. 7 stage. So that's in total, they could be playing in excess of 50 games a season. Look at this from a fitness point of view. A footballer, with the exception of the goalkeeper, a footballer can run over 20 miles in 90 minutes. That is a hell of a lot of running to them do. That means they've got to be extremely fit to do this. Now, think of how tired you would be if you ran for 20 miles 2 or 3 times a week. It really is a lot. Now, add to this that footballers play 1 game at home, 1 away, 1 at home, 1 away. Now think how much travelling there can be. For example, if Liverpool played Southampton, they've got to go from all the way from Liverpool to Southampton. That travelling can put a huge toll on you. So those players can be absolutely exhausted. Now, usually what tends to happen, if your team's playing away, you travel the day before and sleep overnight, have a game the day after. Okay? But, how to put this? Compare this with personal training. Every 4 weeks, I rest my students. It's very simple. I rest my students to basically help them rest and recuperate. It's a very important part of their progression. Now, what I also do is I rest them once every 4 weeks. You can't do that in the Premiership. Okay. On top of that, imagine what this. Consider what I do with my students. I'll say to them the day before a workout with me, drink loads and loads of water. 3 hours before a workout, get a good meal, and make sure that meal contains a lot of fruit full of antioxidants. Because basically, what happens is when you exercise, you produce a lot of free radicals, which are damaging chemicals, only bad parts of exercise. And what happens is that can do all sorts of damage. Those free radicals neutralize those, and within 20 minutes of completing the workout, have some raw fruit as well to mop up anything that's left. Now, what they should be doing is half an hour before a game, they should be coming out on the pitch, running around, getting themselves warmed up, and then a good stretch off. Then have the game. Then within 20, then after the game, have some antioxidants. I'd say 4 items of raw fruit, something high in protein, a good stretch off, and the day after they need to have a deep tissue sports massage. I forgot to add that the day before a game they should have a deep tissue sports massage, one the day before, one the day afterwards, to help get rid of the toxins. But it's very rarely done. I actually used to go out with a massage therapist who actually used to treat the Sheffield Wednesday footballers, and she kept the players injury free. And you will not believe how tight their muscles were. You won't believe. And unfortunately, what then happened was the club found out she was treating them and banned them from seeing her, otherwise they were going to get fired. That's just stupid. The other thing is, the way footballers are trained fitness-wise is absolutely shocking. A couple of years ago, I actually had a professional footballer train with me, one from Rotherham United. He said that their training was poor, to say the very least. And it's quite obvious when he was training with me, it was. Now, what actually happened was he was training with me for a couple of weeks, and soon afterwards, he came and scored 4 goals. He was scoring goals galore. What then happened was, and I kept it confidential, I said I'm not going to reveal to anyone at his request that that he was actually training with me. But a gym member filmed him training with me, put it up on Facebook, and what happened? His manager called him in. Said, "Have you got a personal trainer?" "No." "What's this?" Had to come clean. Dropped him from the squad. They were on the verge of automatic promotion, but no, they dropped him from the squad. That was just stupid, because the thing is, I made their training look bad. Their training is heavily out of date and somewhat dangerous. And it's just the same things happened again. Okay. Now, let's go through my notes here. What I would do, what can we do about it? Not a lot. Are you going to get more English players in the Premiership? No. Are you going to get them to cut the number of games? No. Well, theoretically, no. I mean, it's well known that a while ago, when Man United won their treble, the following season, Alex Ferguson said that Man United wouldn't play in the FA Cup to cut down fixture congestion. Some of the big Premiership sides are not actively taking a role in the League Cup, Liverpool being a classic example. For the first couple of rounds, they put on some junior players, give them a run out, give them some experience, and if they progress, then they bring the big guns in. I don't know how Liverpool get away with that, but they do. I suppose they get away with it by saying we're going to give some juniors some experience. They don't take these games seriously because they avoid fixture congestion, which I can wholly understand. The amount of money that Liverpool could take in, or any Premiership club from the League Cup, is nothing compared to what they get from the Champions League. The way I would look at it is the League Cup is another trophy and another route to Europe, but that's a different story. It would help if they actually trained better. As I said, what they should be doing, the night before a game, a deep tissue sports massage. The day of a game, 3 hours beforehand, and obviously deep tissue sports massage, get a good night's sleep. That means keep them in a hotel the night beforehand. Then, whether that be home or away, then what they need to be doing is the day of a game, 3 hours beforehand, get a good meal. That meal must include lots of antioxidants by way of raw fruit. Then half an hour before the game, start getting warmed up. Okay. Once you've had a good warm up, okay, play the game. Hopefully no injuries. And then after the game, a good stretch off, followed by something high in antioxidants. Go home, and then basically have a deep tissue sports massage the day after. And every 4 weeks, rest them. Is that going to happen? Never in a million years. And the thing is, until they start doing that, I'm afraid to say that we are looking at another defeat in the World Cup next year. There is nothing the FA, nothing Gareth Southgate or you and I can do about it. Thank you very much for your time. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.